Hello, my fine people. I hope you've been having a lovely fall so far. I'm back. I just woke up. The missus has COVID. And I'm a little tired. So we're gonna give you a nice short, no BS review today. No car updates for you. But we did get a nice car. I'll explain that in another video. For today's video, as one lovely commenter actually engaged with me, I decided to not follow it and review this big dude instead. Fero and Skirmix. To the person who commented saying we should review the 6 little guys, the Agori, I wanted to do that as well. I thought that would be a nice palate cleanser after the Glatorian, but I didn't have them on me at my apartment, so I had to review this set first. I love you, and I will take your suggestions seriously next time. Alright y'all, let's jump right into the figure. I have very bad news to start us off. Fero is absolute dog shit. We have not looked at any other small sets on this channel other than all of the stars, but historically every year has a whole 6 sets dedicated that are the size of the stars, aka little guys, but sometimes they also appear in larger sets that are like a vehicle or an animal, and they are like the rider or driver. So even though this is not one of the base 6 small sets for 2009, he is a small little figure appearing in this set. And anyways, good God, yeah, he is so awful for so many reasons. He has this really shit build that's all black, so there's none of that good stuff going on that we were talking about with Skrull, even though he looks a lot like Skrull and has the same fucking helmet. But there's like no accent colors, nothing special going on here. He has this one black-green blade piece. I think the Skrull representation in 2010 had one of these pieces, and then he has a normal Thornax launcher. What's also insane about this build is that he's the only character, even though we've yet to see a good amount of 2009 guys. I'm going to spoil this right here. He's the only figure to have the OG pre-2009 hands without that new kind of closed fist hand design. That was new for 2009, and this guy has the OG hand design, which I don't dislike at all, but I do in this context because he's so out of place. Also, they're this gross dark gray color, and it's the only gray, so we didn't even try to go for like a black and gray color scheme, which if we did would have been pretty bland. He just has these totally out of place for both color and piece hand molds, a shit rest of the build, and to like cap it all off, he has this ugly red pin sticking out the back of him, which is the connector to Skirmix. Like overall, if this was a set for some reason by itself, it would literally get like a 1.0 out of 10. We will see if Skirmix can save this set. So that is Skirmix's crotch. Let's see. Skirmix is a big boy, as we can see. He's the first 2009, or the first ever large set that we are reviewing here. So let's kind of take a look at what that means. He is an interesting one because he's kind of meant to be like an animal. He's very like T-Rex-like. So for the feet, we have those big propeller flappy feet, which I'm not sure if we've seen yet. They were popular in 2007 with the underwater line. I like them here in silver. And we have the back claw, as well as this little claw on this piston, or hydraulic, whatever you want to call it. This leg design is one of my favorite things in large sets in general. I remember I always used to call them hydraulic legs as a kid, and I think in the community, upon being an adult, I've realized more so people refer to them as pistons. Maybe that's a bit more accurate. I'm going to keep calling them hydraulics because I like that. But anyways, it's not a design that's exclusive to Skirmix, but rather exclusive to all large figures in general. And it's a design where you can articulate the ankle as well as the knee while having the figure be much sturdier. That's the whole point of this, is that you kind of have like the traditional leg, and then you have that hydraulic leg in the back. They're connected with that little ball piece and a secondary ball socket piece, and then that dark gray piece that can slide in this, and then that's always connected in a slightly different manner, which is fun, to like the lower thigh. Here it's connected, let's see if we can zoom in, by two skinny black pieces with a little gray axle going through it, and those itself are connected to the base of the thigh. So overall, that's a hydraulic leg system for you. I'm a big fan of them. They give the character a lot of like a lot more depth, and it's one of my favorite things about those enhanced build qualities of large sets. Moving up, let's connect his knee back. Moving up to the thighs, I do wish that we got some armor here, because we have this big hole-filled piece. It is what it is. It's not my favorite thing, especially because these blue pins are exposed. You do get an interesting double thigh connection, so you get those inward gray facing pieces connecting back here, as well as the traditional piece up there. At every stage of the way, Skirmix's legs are pretty sturdy, which is a good sign. The upper leg design is nothing crazy, but it is cool in the sense that it's not just a single piece, you know? It's that red arm, that long red piece, a lot of different socket pieces all connecting. There's some good stuff going in there, but it is lacking some armor. Staying on the back, he has a cute little tail, which is more so in the style of just a normal medium figure. There's no complex pieces going on here, just some nice normal limb pieces ending in a blade, with a good little armor piece at the base. See, I think this, especially in like a silver or something, would have gone a long way to just be placed here. But anyways, that's about the bottom half, I'd say. If we zoom up into his chest design is pretty solid. He has some cool old foot pieces as side armor. He has, I believe, the feet of Malum as the upper chest. He has that piece on the back again, as well as a life counter piece that's all red, so it all fits in very well. If we look at the side of the chest, again, nothing too complex going on, but there's a lot of like those long pieces to give him this good length. Even as that little piece like we mentioned at the base. Overall, his chest is definitely covered a lot more. All of the armor pieces went there, I guess, in the budget. This is the little thing that Fero attaches to. So I like the chest. I like this long piece. It's starting to give him that T-Rex frame, and attached to those, speaking of T-Rex characteristics, are his tiny limb armors. They are so simple, or his tiny arm armors. They are ultra simple, which I think gets a free pass. It's kind of funny that it's just a short arm and the little claws. They do give him character. I do like the juxtaposition of having these tiny arms, like they're really trying to go with this dinosaur motif. So that's cool. And then that brings us to the head, which is also pretty strong. It's connected from the top of the torso by the life counter with two limb pieces. So he has a thick ass neck. There's a bit of a fun build going on back there with how it's all created, giving him these kind of like head ruffles here. And then I don't think this is a unique head mold. I want to say it is, but I'm pretty sure this top head appeared for something once before, maybe in a non-Bionicle set. It's pretty cool here in dark red, and then they give you this old claw piece as the mouth, and that's connected with a bright red piece there, kind of resembling the inside of the mouth, you could argue, but nothing too crazy. He doesn't really have like teeth or anything in there, like white gaping teeth, but he does have the opposable jaw and some neon green eyes. So that's cool. Overall, that was, if we zoom out, ooh, that looks ugly. If we zoom out, that is Skirmix. And as a set together, we do have to attach his rider. Together, that makes Fero and Skirmix. The last thing I will mention about the animal himself is even though his build is like solid most of the time, one thing I'm not in love with is the colors, unfortunately. The dark red is okay, but I really think there had to be an accent color, like more of the silver that we saw on the feet that completely just left the build, or like a bright red, or even just something totally complementary. I also really don't like gray that much. I think all his dark gray pieces would have benefited a lot if they were black. It would have helped Fero make sense a bit more. Overall, just dark red and gray is like kind of a bit more of a boring color scheme. I might catch flack for that, but I don't love his colors overall. But he's pretty solid. Fero's pretty shit. Together, they're Fero and Skirmix. Overall, I'm a bit conflicted on Fero and Skirmix, to be honest. On one hand, Fero is possibly just one of the most shit figures ever developed. And on the other hand, Skirmix is pretty sick. He's our very first large size set. So there is the build complexity going on, you know, those piston legs, the just evolved complex build compared to our normal canister characters. But he's still not like the best large set. I know just the last video, I think in the scroll video, I was like,
unfortunately, the only thing that's going to get you above an 8 likely is if you're a large set.
Because I just love bigger builds. But Skirmix isn't the best large build. He is still good. There's a lot of things I like about him. Overall, we're going to give Fero and Skirmix a 7.2. He is pretty solid, but upon re-review here in the year 2025, I genuinely realized I liked a good handful, even the majority, I think, of the normal Glatorians more than this set. So thanks for watching. Sorry I haven't uploaded too much. I've recently been really enjoying playing Dark Souls 1 on the PS3 on my CRT TV. Like I said, we got the new car sorted post Subaru. I'll give you all the update on that soon. Work has been good. The weather's nice. We'll see you soon.